A goodly apple rotten at the heart. The quote refers to deceit and false appearances, where external beauty can hide internal corruption or evil. The miserable have no other medicine but only hope. In this line, Shakespeare ties hope to patience, highlighting that waiting can be painful, but hope remains the only remedy in the face of suffering. Oh, beware, my lord, of jealousy. It is the green-eyed monster. Shakespeare refers to jealousy as a destructive and deceitful emotion that can consume the soul and ruin relationships. What is done cannot be undone. This quote reflects the idea that past events cannot be changed, but we can learn how to deal with their consequences. That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Shakespeare expresses that names do not affect the essence or true value of things. The value lies in the essence, not in the labels. All the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Shakespeare likens life to a stage, where humans play different roles during various stages of life. This metaphor reflects the idea that our lives are full of changes and appearances. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Shakespeare offers advice for a balanced life. Be generous in your love, wise in your trust, and just in your actions toward others. We are such stuff as dreams are made on. In this quote, Shakespeare emphasizes the fleeting nature of life and how our dreams and aspirations form a significant part of our identity. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. In this quote, Polonius advises his son Laertes that honesty with oneself is the cornerstone of an ethical life. If you are true to yourself, you won't need to lie to others. Our doubts are traitors, and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. Shakespeare expresses how doubt can prevent us from achieving our goals, as it makes us fear attempting and progressing. Conscience does make cowards of us all. Shakespeare discusses the impact of conscience on our decisions and how it can sometimes hinder us from taking brave actions. Words are easy, like the wind. Faithful friends are hard to find. Shakespeare highlights the difference between empty words and true friendship, emphasizing the value of loyal relationships. All that glitters is not gold. Shakespeare highlights that appearances can be deceptive, and the true value of things is not always evident at first glance. Ignorance is the curse of God. Knowledge is the wing wherewith we fly to heaven. Shakespeare points out that ignorance is the root of all suffering, while knowledge is the key to progress and spiritual elevation. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. Shakespeare conveys intellectual humility, as a truly wise person recognizes the limits of their knowledge, while a fool believes they know everything. The better part of valor is discretion. Shakespeare emphasizes that wisdom and careful thought should accompany bravery, otherwise, it may turn into recklessness. Though this be madness, yet there is method in tea. Shakespeare illustrates that what appears to be madness may contain a hidden plan or wisdom, encouraging deeper reflection. The eyes are the window to your soul. Shakespeare suggests that the eyes honestly convey a person's inner emotions and reveal what lies within their heart. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. Shakespeare suggests that true love does not rely on external appearances but on intellectual and emotional compatibility. Vanity is as frail as it is fleeting. Shakespeare affirms that vanity is not only fragile but also temporary, reflecting the fragility of human existence and the fleeting nature of pride. Heat not a furnace for your foe so hot that it do singe yourself. Shakespeare warns against excessive anger, as it can harm the person more than it harms their enemies. In time we hate that which we often fear. Shakespeare highlights the relationship between fear and hatred, explaining that what we fear may turn into hatred over time. There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Shakespeare suggests that good and evil are relative concepts shaped by an individual's perspective and interpretation of events. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Shakespeare emphasizes the importance of listening to others but advises caution in sharing opinions and speaking.
They're as daggers and men as smiles. Shakespeare warns against people who display friendliness and charm but may have malicious or harmful intentions. What has passed is prologue. Shakespeare implies that past events are merely a prelude to what is yet to come, and the future determines the real story. Our doubts are traitors, and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. Shakespeare explains that doubts and fear of trying can deprive us of opportunities that could succeed, emphasizing the need for boldness to achieve success. Action is eloquence. Shakespeare emphasizes that actions convey intentions and emotions more effectively and sincerely than words. Speak low. If you speak love, Shakespeare conveys that true love should be quiet and simple, free from exaggeration or pretense. The better part of wisdom is not to judge. Shakespeare advises caution and refraining from rushing to judge others, as wisdom lies in understanding the full picture. How poor are they that have not patience? Shakespeare emphasizes that patience is one of the greatest virtues, and impulsiveness diminishes a person's strength and wisdom. When valor preys on reason, it eats the sword it fights with. Shakespeare suggests that true courage stems from wisdom and reason, while blind bravery leads to destruction. Men at some time are masters of their fates. Shakespeare suggests that humans have the power to shape their lives, but they are ultimately subject to greater forces, such as fate and death. Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast. Shakespeare explains that wisdom lies in moving slowly and steadily towards goals, as haste leads to mistakes. Time is the justice that examines all offenders. Shakespeare suggests that time always reveals the truth and acts as the fair judge that uncovers reality. Brevity is the soul of wit. Shakespeare expresses the value of brevity and clarity in speech, as wisdom does not require many words to convey its essence. Love is a smoke raised with the fume of sighs. Shakespeare portrays love as something magical and complex, yet it can also heal all the wounds of the heart. All things are ready, if our mind be so. Shakespeare implies that happiness and readiness come from a strong mind and will, and one must believe in themselves to achieve what they desire. The will has come full circle. Shakespeare expresses that our actions come back to us over time, whether good or bad, as life moves in cycles. The more fair and crystal is the sky, the uglier seem the clouds that in it fly. Shakespeare suggests that outer beauty loses its value if inner beauty is absent, emphasizing the importance of inner qualities. Virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied. Shakespeare suggests that virtue can become a vice if misused, and true freedom requires wisdom and balance. Oh, it is excellent to have a giant's strength, but it is tyrannous to use it like a giant. Shakespeare highlights that great strength is a blessing, but abusing it leads to tyranny. Self-control is the key to using power wisely. The outward shows beleast themselves, the world is still deceived with ornament. Shakespeare points out that appearances are often deceiving, and true beauty comes from within. I do not covet more than I have. Shakespeare asserts that true strength lies in contentment and humility, not in greed or avarice. How far that little candle throws its beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world. Shakespeare expresses that a kind act has a great impact, even if small, in a world full of negativity.